if you're giving a service, you need to operate from, I know something, but also I need to learn something from my client so that we can bring this vision to light. Because if you also go and say, me, I know I'm the professional here, but it doesn't meet your client's standard, what are you going to do? You're not being an intentional service provider. Yeah.
Kuna watu they panga you like this. They just panga you.
Yeah.
Like you're not letting me speak. You're not letting me give you my vision, because I have an idea in my head. As much as I'm giving you a room or giving you a piece of work, there's something that I wanted to see by the end of the day. And you not understanding that then proves that you can't give me the quality of work that I want.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Bold Path podcast, where we lean into inspiring stories of entrepreneurs. I am your host, Lucy Wanjiko Jenga. When you think beautiful spaces, I want you to think Edlyne. Edlyne is our guest today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks so much for having me. My name is Edlyne Akumu, and I'm the founder and owner of Rhine Ritzy Interiors.
What inspired Rhine Ritzy Interiors, the name actually?
It started as Ritzy Interiors, but then I was thinking about adding a different name into it, making it rhyme. And I really love stones, different types of stones. So the Rhine is coming from rhinestones. So that inspired the name Rhine Ritzy Interiors.
It fits into your brand because I tend to find you're the most glamorous person I know in my life. You turn spaces into, amazing, beautiful spaces.
Thank you
when
so
we say
much.
this, we're not just saying, it's because it's the truth.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We try. And the reason why I chose the name Ritzy is because Ritzy is supposed to depict elegance, a bit of sophistication, and just beautiful spaces or beautiful things. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And you've done amazing projects that we've been able to do. But before we get there, why did you choose entrepreneurship? And for our listeners, I met Edlyne when you were around 22. We were in the nonprofit space. I was figuring my life out. I didn't even know what I was doing. But you seem to have a really good hang of things. You are doing amazing events. So that's what I'm seeing from this side. You might not be feeling that, but that's what I saw on this side. Yeah. So was entrepreneurship something you had seen growing up? Was it something you always thought I can get into? Or was it because of the circumstances around work-life balance?
So my entrepreneurship journey started in high school, I must say. I was in the business club, and we got to pitch a few ideas to the owners of the club, which was supported by an NGO. So, and then we could get some funds to start businesses. So me in school, I would sell mandazis and would make the liquid soap to help me because I was in a day school.
Which school?
Our Lady of Fatima, it's in Kariobangi.
Yes.
So the money I would get would actually help me with the transport, just some personal effects, and sometimes help out in the house, in our home here.
Okay.
And also my mother is very entrepreneurial. Like I know her, she would do any business. One fails, she would jump onto another one. And I would see her and how she would conduct herself in business, and that's what really inspired me to do business per se. Yeah. And why I chose interior design, because also it's inspiration from my dad. He used to do carpentry and fittings for constructions. And it's the way the finished product just amazed me because he had a different touch to it. Even his furniture, it had to be very specific, and the finish was very glamorous. When my friends would visit us, they would think our furniture was different. So I borrowed a few tips from him, and now I decided to take it a notch higher. Yeah.
How much would you make when you were in high school for mandazi and the soap business?
Not a lot, but I know if I would make like then 300 boba would be okay.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Especially if you're living in the Eastlands of Nairobi.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Interesting.
And it would really open up things for me. Like I would see differently. I would interact with people differently because you want to push business. So it teaches you how to conduct yourself as a person and as a person who owns the business. Yeah.
And it's also kind of ahead of its time, Our Lady of Fatima. I know it was that one school that we all wanted to go to, but you can only take as many children in the community. Even to have a business club within the school, that is really good, because we're not all talented in drama, in dancing, in these things that you find clubs for. But then you always have this urge of, I can actually do business. I remember I had this urge and did business studies. I was not doing so well. I wanted to know, how do you do shares? How do you buy, like, what is this mortgages? What are these terms that you use?
Yeah.
So a business club is really ahead of its time, and something to consider if you're running a school, especially for teens, or if you're running a program of any sort for teens.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you move from there, you finish high school.
Yeah.
Do you continue with the business, or do you do other things?
So while still in high school, I was in 2 clubs, actually. I was in business club and I was in the journalism club.
Okay.
So with the journalism club, also gave me an eye opener, because at least we got to travel outside the country, interact with other people who are doing different things. And the club, in a way, steered me towards the next phase of my life immediately after high school. So we got some training in photography, film, and we got to make films. And then there was an NGO that was hiring, that actually was formed after the journalism club.
Oh.
And we would work in it. So we tell stories from the community, interact, travel, and it was just a lot of fun then. But then, in as much as I was working, I wasn't feeling some satisfaction being in an NGO space.
How much are you getting paid from this work?
Well, I started my salary with 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah. And then slowly it grew to 12,000, I think 25,000. And it brought a lot of conflict for me, because also it wasn't meeting my needs. I wanted to get better in my life, the targets I wanted. I wanted to pay for my own school fees, and parallel was very expensive.
Yeah.
So being in that space wasn't actually giving me opportunities to move forward in my life.
To grow and become all you wanted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that now steered you towards something else that's bringing in this kind of money.
Yes. So I worked with the organization for like 4 years. And then during that time, I knew I had side gigs. Someone would call me, they want something done in their house. Just go buy me curtains, get me this furniture. Or maybe someone would visit me and they think probably my house looks stylish. And then I was like, there's something I can do about it. So I started selling furniture because I felt like that was the first step for me. I would make pallet furniture. I had a fundi who would work with me. So even the fabric selection was very unique, because now I got into the thick of things.
Yeah.
While I'm doing this, I'm still working with the NGO, but it got to a point I was like, I'm not giving the NGO the full time it needed, and I wasn't feeling as productive, and I wasn't also going towards the direction I felt my life should lead. So towards the end of 2016, I decided to send my resignation to the organization and now fully concentrate on this.
So by now you had made at least enough money for you to see this is an avenue I can take, because it's not always very easy to leave work. People even choose to, wacha nichukue kama side gig, wacha I do it on the, like they still need me, they're still paying me, so I don't really have to go away or walk out. So for you to choose that's a really bold step.
Yeah.
What pushed you? What made that possible even?
I don't want to say it was the money because I wasn't making money. I didn't know pricing. So it was a tryout. But I was so fed up with being employed. And I felt like there were too many conflicts where I was. And it was just better to let go and start my own thing.
Okay.
So when I left, I just had little savings that wouldn't even pay like 3 months rent. But I was like, it's do or die. Let me just start. And then I was struggling to get clients. But then I had family and friends who would say, no, you can make this couch for me. And then I would post it. So little by little, and then I learned a few tricks on Facebook, sponsor your page. And then now Ritzy started going out wild and I would make furniture. I think when I started 2017 is when I made the most money when it comes to selling pallet furnitures. But then again, it became a trend. People would think, this is more sustainable and cheaper. And so now so many people are doing it.
I also had some palettes. I didn't have to work with a designer. I didn't even know designers then. But it seemed like the cheapest option because all you need is the palettes and then you go buy the foam and all that. But yours had a kick to it. They were not your usual, even if it was saturated.
I don't want to say it had a kick to it because I was starting. So it was a learning point for me. So I did furniture for a while, the pellets, and then I started learning more about wood itself. So I would advise a client, let's just get a side table. We can just paint. Let me get you curtains. And little by little, they would like the idea. And I would convince them. It took a lot of convincing. I remember at a point I was posting on Facebook, like, I'm giving my service for free as long as you're buying all these other items that we need for the project.
So that's 2017.
That was end of 2017 when I now finally thought I can't continue selling nini pellets.
And how much were the pallets when you were making them?
I know I would buy a piece for like 200 bob and then maybe sell all together for like 5,000 or 6,000 a piece for like a 1.5 seater or 2 seater. So it would depend on the size of the pellet.
Was it good pricing or bad pricing or what?
At first it was terrible because I would after buying, because I'm not so good with pricing because I'm just starting. After buying all the materials and paying the fundi, I'm left with like 500 bob. What is that going to do?
It can't even feed you.
No, it wouldn't. So, and then I would learn slowly to price better and I would get good money from it. And then now people are starting to embrace other styles of furniture, not just pellets. So at least that one would give me better margins.
Okay, good. And because someone might be watching and thinking that's something also I can start with. It did die off at some point, but people still would like that aesthetic, the palettes aesthetics. How much would you say one can start with now, though you're not actively doing that? If somebody was to start, how much can you start with for probably a 2-seater or a 3-seater?
To buy or sell?
To buy and then sell. How much would you need as a designer to buy all these things? And then how much would be best to sell it for?
For a 2-seater, maybe 10 to 12K.
Okay.
Yeah, you could start there. Yeah.
So that's the money you need for the raw materials.
I mean, you can sell it there at
10 to 12.
12,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you need there. Like how much to make that?
Maybe 8K, because again, you're starting. You don't want to have your pricing
so high,
so that you don't attract clients.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So then now you get into furniture that is not pallets. Pallet is still furniture, right?
Yeah.
So now you get
just
into other designs. Was it because people were asking for it or because you felt now this is where I'd rather take my brand into?
At the time, I think I wanted people to think they need it. So I would make videos, I would post photos. You'd get some from Pinterest before you actually make an order, and then you make it look like this is a need. So when you introduce this as a need, someone feels like, I just need to change the style of my couch and get the pellets and whatnot. And it was embraced a lot. So at least I got better with pricing. I would get good margins that will actually push for me to make something other than that. So it would sustain me, but I'd make a side furniture as well, and now advertise. But as the years or the months would pass, I would feel like this is not exactly what I want to. I don't just want to sell furniture, because when I get to that house, there's so many things I see, and I'd like to do something different. So maybe I introduce a different service for my business. Yeah.
Interesting. So it's not always easy for you to look at a problem, a no problem, and make it have a solution for a no problem.
Yeah.
You might have a problem. Maybe you're bored with your seats. That could be the thing. You're bored with the aesthetic that you have. Like my sister now has a white house, but everything is white in this house. But sometimes you hear her saying, I feel like I'm bored with this. There's nothing wrong with anything there, but she feels like she's bored with that. She wants something different.
Yeah.
So for you to come in and convince this person that yes, you do need something, and actually this is what you need, is a bold move there.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So how much were you making at this point? This is by 2018, 2017?
Yeah, now we are in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2018, maybe just to go back a bit with the process of actually trying to get clients.
Yes.
The good thing about working in the NGO, it teaches you how to interact with people. So it kind of gives you a fresh start to psychology in a way. So you'd get to someone's house and you see how they are actually carrying themselves, and you ask them questions. You create an interest in them, and then that you're able to introduce a service. You would start by, I would charge maybe 10,000 per room for my service charge. So that one at least gets you to do something. And if you get one, again, you're starting, it's your business. If you get like 2 jobs in a month, you feel like you're a little safe for the interior design fields. Yeah.
Because also you're not even sure when you're starting, like if this will work out,
Yes.
if this will become a success.
Yes.
So even half a client,
Exactly.
half a client not half a client, it's a client who's giving probably half the fee, feels like you've really gone a mile into your business, and it gives you the confidence.
Yeah, it was giving me the confidence one, and I wanted to build my portfolio. So I didn't want to put my fee too high, and I don't have a client base. And on the side, again, I'm really trying to get training here and there, because also interior design, it's not just about placing pillows or choosing the right color. There's so many aspects that play into it. So you're here, you're trying, the courses need money. You also need to fend for yourself, like meet your daily needs. But again, this is a business you choose and you want to die with it.
So in 2018, you did take courses, or was this before?
I got a few online courses. There's Coursera. There was one from an interior designer who was just offering a masterclass. And then there's a bit from Nairobi Institute of Technology.
So what do you look for when you're going to search for these courses? What should you put into Google? Should you say a course in interior design?
At first, I was just typing interior design. So there's a lot of YouTube videos as well on interior design. YouTube gives you a lot of information. If you want to start somewhere, anything you want to learn, always go to YouTube, because that's where I got a lot of information that I didn't even get from these master classes.
Interesting. Okay.
Because someone is sharing an experience, giving you a solution on a particular problem. So yeah.
And you can see them doing the process.
Yes,
They're not
yes.
just even saying it.
Exactly.
If they're talking about building a table, they're showing you
Yeah.
building the table while building the table.
Yes.
Okay.
Designing a
Interesting.
room. These are the things you need to look out for. I mean, the courses do teach you, but there's the way someone who's teaching you through an experience gives you better information.
We're not saying don't do courses. We're
Yes.
saying there's a place for theory and there's a place for practical.
Yeah.
And probably need both for you to really get to where you want to go.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you did the course and your business is now growing. How many clients are you bringing in a month?
Beginning of 2018 was good. And then it got to around April.
What is good?
I would get at least 2 or 3 clients in a month.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it got to 2018. You feel like your business has scaled up high, but people know you, but they just know you and don't give you business.
Yes.
So that's when things fall apart. And you're like, I
Was I
actually left
dreaming?
employment, for this. Is it really worth it? And you're battling between trying to apply for jobs. And now that's a different thing altogether, because when you're doing your own business, there's the way you answer to some problems, not when you're under someone and then you have to answer to them.
Yeah.
So I don't even feel like I am fit enough for an office, because I've been out for a few years and business is not working. Clients, yes, they know you. We'll give you business. Check with us another time.
Who are you approaching at this point? Are there people in your space, your friends and people you know?
Not exactly friends and family, but even if it's friends and family, I would tell them, please tell someone I'm an interior designer if they need a space worked on. If it's an office, I would even send inboxes to people on Facebook. At the time, Facebook was really working out for me.
Okay.
I would reach out to many people. I would really talk about Ritzy. I would make ads. Yeah, but business is not coming. You have to, you need to sort out your daily needs.
Yeah.
And you think business, this is a passion project, because it's not like something I was coerced into. I thought about it. I would do it pro bono at some point until I decided to make money out of it. And then it's not working. So at some point, I think I went back to volunteer at an organization because I needed to make use of my time.
Yeah.
And this organization, Miss Coach Kenya, I worked there on a project, and they actually kickstarted my interior design project back by giving me an office project.
Oh, good.
I think at around August 2018 is when I decided I want to do something with my time, because there's no business.
So from April to August, you had no business?
I had no business.
No, none whatsoever?
None.
How are you paying for things?
I have no idea, honestly.
Jesus. That is what, 4 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time. You think of everything, because a month is you talk yourself out of things. You talk badly to yourself even. Wow.
Because that's when I actually thought, when I left employment, the naysayers would say, you're not going to survive. Because, when you're at a certain position, people think things are given to you on a silver platter.
Yeah.
But when I was working with the NGO, you'd look for funds.
Yes.
And
most of the time you spend looking for funds, other than working.
Yes.
And you wonder, did I even get into this field to help the community the way I wanted, or did I come to look for money?
And there's so many allegations of you eating the money or misusing.
From the community.
Exactly.
People always feel like unakula pesa yetu.
Yes.
If you've ever said that to anyone, I can promise you 90% of the time you have not eaten anyone's money. If anything, you're struggling.
Yeah.
And money is even never enough to get you on a good salary for you not to do other things.
Yeah.
I run an NGO, a CBO, but you still have to look for other things to get yourself money.
Yeah.
This one... So I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Well, save for the few people who actually embezzle funds
Yes,
and
yes,
misuse
yes.
funds. There's a good number of NGOs that actually do a lot of good work in the community.
Yeah.
So I think one day I was sitting and we were having a chat with a colleague, and he was like, "Why exactly are you here? Go back and do what you love."
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I decided, you know what? It's do or die with Ritzy. I know it's a hectic thing to handle fundis. You need a lot of grace for that. You meet different clients with different needs, and they listen and they don't listen. So also you're learning on the job. So there are so many issues that might crop up. And then you think, is this exactly what I want to go back to? But then when you're employed, you're not living your full potential.
You always have that gap that is glaring and reminding you you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You might work in the day, it's okay. You're working with people, you're talking, you're laughing, you're doing the change that it's good to be impacting people's lives.
Yeah.
And you feel it when you're working in an organization in the community, you're touching.
Exactly.
And you're seeing the change that you're creating. But then at night, you're alone. You are thinking, you have your thoughts. Your thoughts are with you.
Yeah.
And in that moment, you can't lie to yourself.
No, that's true.
So that's why you get that feeling of, I'm not feeling fulfilled.
Yeah.
So do you quit again?
I did leave the organization. I didn't stay long actually, because it wasn't something I was doing it for the sake.
Yeah.
So I wasn't enjoying it as much. And I just sat and thought to myself, no, I have to go back to Ritzy, fight with this demon that wants to keep me out of business. And sometimes I would call my dad and ask him how to deal with fundis, because that was a really big problem. I mean, that is one thing that you can never say you have an answer to.
Yeah.
It's just learn the fundi that you have and work with them. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
You go to the next one.
Exactly.
Because the business can't end.
Yeah. So we get to 2019. I still don't have a lot of businesses. I would do consultations. And then after the consultation, the client goes MIA.
And also the consultation is a business on its own.
Yes.
We can sit here and talk about consultation. It's a whole other animal on its own.
Because the client is willing to pay for a consultation fee, but now the interior design fee, they feel like, I don't have to. And I remember when I started, I would do consultations for free. But I didn't know that was really harming my business, because, I mean, I would give you ideas, we work on something, and then you go decide to do it on your own and not come back to me. So I've given you a free service and I'm not earning anything.
Yeah. And you've used transport.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay. So 2019, when does it pick up? So when do you even realize that I've done so many consultations and I need to start charging for consultations?
I think better part of the year.
My God.
Yeah, better part of the year. But again, I think towards the mid part of 2019, we were sitting with my sister and we decided to do her house. And she's also an interior enthusiast.
Okay.
And we are like, no, we can do this business together. So we do her house and then we post and people start to really look up to, our services. And I think also other interior designers were cropping up.
Okay.
And there's an interest now for interior designers, because again, before there wasn't so much importance. You're feeling like, I can just go buy these things by myself and put them in my house.
You always think that until you buy.
Yeah.
Ask me. It just doesn't blend well the way you'd make it blend.
Yeah.
And that's where the magic comes in. That's your magic.
Yeah. So my sister is very vocal, like more vocal than me.
Okay.
And she would sing to everyone, oh, we have an interior design company. These are the things that we can do. So slowly, even with her colleagues, because she was employed at the time, her colleagues would reach out to us or her friends on Facebook. So we would get a few gigs here and there. that would keep me going. At least you have rent. And you see, in Nairobi, sometimes you're just thinking, at least when
That's
I have
right.
rent, I'm okay.
I need shelter.
Yeah.
I can eat at my sister's.
Yes.
But you can't stay with
And
your
there are
sister.
times that actually I would do that.
Yeah.
As long as I have my rent, I can eat there.
Yeah.
And then again, the business was working, but it was very stressful to her. Because again, people management, fundi management, client management was just, it makes or breaks the business. And then she left the business at some point, and then I was left alone. But you see, now I have confidence that I have a few projects I have done.
Yeah.
And
they've been beautiful and successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2019 goes, 2020 comes, and then COVID hits.
Yes.
COVID was the biggest eye-opener in my life. Because for some reason, yes, I survived, but there are so many other things I would do. Now, people would sit at home and see the problem with their houses. On social media, I'm making noise. I'm telling you, you can't, why? Do you like that corner in your house? We can do something. This is an example. So I would get consultations. And again, I feel like I moved with the grace of God.
How much do you charge for a consultation?
Then I was charging 5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the size of the house or the room?
No, I was just charging 5,000.
Okay.
It actually started at 3,500 and then I moved to 5,000 during COVID.
What determines that charge?
So I just say my time, fuel, and the ideas that I'll give you.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't have like a formula working on the fee, but I just thought you can go to hospital and some hospitals will charge you this much. I mean, a lawyer consultation fees around that much.
Okay.
And I was feeling very professional. So,
and no, it's not even it's not that it's high.
Yeah.
It's just that for a person who's watching and listening, what would determine their rate, like that consultation rate?
Yeah.
Is it if someone called you to consult in South Africa, probably that would go much higher because they'll probably need to pay for the flight.
Yeah.
If someone was to call you in Kisumu, the rate is not the same.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find if there's a formula you've hacked when it comes to that.
So at the time, I was mainly doing consultations in Nairobi, and sometimes even people would call me and ask me, what do you think I can do about this? I'm like, you have to set, since I'm not coming to your place, send me 3,000 and then I can do what? I can give you advice on what to do. So I would consult, and then I developed an interest to do gifts and flowers and stuff. And that's when I started a business on chocolates. So I would send them as gifts. I mean, if you want to gift someone on a birthday, we can make something for you. If you want a bouquet sent, I can organize that, and I would sell flowers and gifts and chocolates.
Yeah.
So that was during COVID time and part of 2021.
So that was the idea for you to now counteract that people are not calling you for business.
Yeah.
You would assume that now people are home, they are seeing more things that are not working in their house and call you and ask for you. But then the other side of it is that you're hoarding money. You don't know how long this will go.
Exactly, because people didn't want to spend money on such things because you're not certain if you have employment. Yeah. So by at least consultations would give you an idea. If I ever get money, I know what I can do. But I didn't know I was actually building a client base then.
Interesting.
Because some people called me after and gave me business when things are actually now starting to get back on track. Yeah. I think, that's when I decided, you know what, this is just do or die with my business. I am going to learn more. I am going to pray about it more. And it's been a learning process. It's been a learning process, even just onboarding a client. Sometimes it's not easy because if you don't get their vision, chances are the business is not going to work.
That there exactly. We now know you get your clients, or you used to get your clients on Facebook, and also you leveraged on Facebook for you to push with ads so that people can get to know you, but also a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
I'm thinking also some referrals.
Yeah.
So now it's 2021, right?
Yeah.
And people have done lots of consultations in 2020. And you have also started this gift business to sustain you during this time.
Yeah.
So you have figured out a way of bringing in the clients. You know your value. You know the value that you give. You're consistent with the value that you give. So getting clients is not a problem. So when a client comes and they tell you, this is my vision, how do you even translate that into something that that you can design and I can see and I can feel, even before you come in and create that piece of furniture or change an entire room? How do you relate that? And also, sometimes the thing that blocks people from doing probably interior design, it looks really aesthetic. But is it functional? So how do you relate aesthetic functionality, your idea of bringing in unique pieces that no one else is making, which is also your like vantage point, and the client's wishes? How do you even get there that it merges?
So there are two ways of onboarding clients. There's a client who has seen a trend and would like you to come and deliver that trend in their house, which actually works perfectly.
Okay.
So what I try to do is, with such clients, is try to make the project in a way that is more long-term. Like you don't pick pieces just because they are trends.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, a color might be trending at that point, but then color is very psychological and it gets to a point you're very bored with it, or it bothers you. So you work with the trend that the client wants, but also try to find ways of pushing longevity into the project.
How do you convince me of that? Because when you say longevity, sustainability, it already sounds expensive.
So let's not really. It's a matter of, if it's this color that you want so much, let's look at a different shade.
Okay.
Because I feel like that shade might sits better to your eye than just the color that you want. Because there's a time the mustard orange was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was trending.
And the blue.
And the blues and whatnot. It's a very nice color. So how do we work it into the place? So I don't want to put like a furniture that you will stay with for long and have it mustard orange and it's a big furniture. So when you enter the house, that's the first thing that strikes you. At first, it's very beautiful, but then when you sit with it over and over and again, there's just an environment it creates. It's not very ambient.
You get bored.
Yes, you get bored with it very much.
Yeah.
So if it's that color that you so love, let's do throw pillows. So we pick a neutral color, and then we do decorative items that you can really easily do away with. Yeah.
Okay.
So that
if you're
one,
bored with that color, you can change something like this.
Yeah, the knickknacks. Yeah.
Then than changing a whole furniture.
Yeah, because again, that's
quite expensive.
Furniture itself is an expensive investment.
Venture, yeah.
So if you do that with something that is not going to stay there for long, because you might enter a room and you don't know what's wrong with it. But it's how the colors intertwine and things like that. So these are the things I would try to advise my clients who so wishes to go with that trend. And then there are clients who actually don't know what they want. So you sit with them, try to ask them questions, try to get their person. The first meeting, you have to really understand your client. What's their typical day like when they're spending time in the house? Are they playing games? Do they like to cook a lot? They like to watch movies. So you try to create an environment that actually suits them. So when you're that considerate with the client's style and personality, it's very easy to create a space for them that they feel like they like.
And that's also how you add function into it, because now you're using it.
Exactly.
See ati kanakanga pale karembo, kale kakiti karembo that you can't even sit on.
Because interior design isn't really about creating a style, but you have to be very efficient, you have to be very functional, and you have to be sustainable, and it has to beat time. Because, I mean, you learn through the job, yes, but there's so many times you buy something, but then it breaks immediately because it looks very stylish. I mean, you've bought it from somewhere. But you see how you use the space. If it has a lot of traffic, if it's along the way, you have to buy something that actually suits the space.
Interesting. So you do give, in a way, you're still giving what is needed.
Yes.
You're not thinking of this looks nice and this looks here, and also you don't go with a trend. You go that extra mile to ensure you're giving someone something that they can, even if they are not using anymore, they can pass it along. Not that it broke or it just doesn't sit well. I also did not like the yellow and blue curtains. I just felt, apana. No, that was a trend I didn't like.
It's a very interesting color. It just needs to be placed at the right place.
Is there a right place for blue and yellow?
Yes.
Well,
decor pieces.
When it matches, not as a curtain.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could do curtains with that color, but ensure everything else is muted. But you see, now that brings a challenge of it shifts your focus to the curtains when you're in that house. I mean, you're sitting there, but everything just the way you there. Yeah.
Interesting. So now 2020 has passed, 2021, you've figured things out. What is your client base? How many people are calling? How many, what is business now? Is business good?
I would say in 2022, it was a balance of good business and not good business. Because again, you learn on the job. So there are times you would have funders who would really mess up some orders and then you make a loss. That's when you get to the thick of things. And you doubt yourself so much because once a fundi misses that, the client doesn't think you're professional. You have to foot the bill to mend for the client. So you're making losses, but also there are projects that you would make profit. So it's a balance of learning and being sustainable.
So do you work with the same fundis or you change depending on what you need?
There are some I've had to let go, but there are some I've actually been with since 2016.
And do you come up with these designs or it's a mix of the fundi and the client and you?
Usually it's a mix of all of us three. Because the client might have seen something and they want it. That's, I mean, you have to go with it. Ama, you've been thinking about a design and then you pitch it to a client and they like it and then you go with it.
How much had you grown now in 2022? Like what money were you bringing in let's say a month, if it was a good month that has no losses?
That's a very good question because I've been really working on trying to have an exact figure of my growth in the business. Because yes, things were moving. I would do things for myself, but I don't have a good structure to help me know all these things. So I want to say you can clock in good amounts in the month, but then you don't exactly see it because again, you need to
flow it back.
You need to, not exactly, I mean, on the side, you're training because it's a continuous learning process.
So you're still investing in yourself and your craft.
So I don't want to say I know exactly a figure that I made in 2022, but I know I would do things. Things were getting better. You get a better laptop. There are some applications that you're able to buy to help you with your business. You even invest in yourself. Now you're not really surviving in the business, but at least you've invested in yourself.
Okay, good. So business was good and it was doing well. In
2022, business was really good, actually.
And has that been consistent now up to where we are?
2023, better part of it, yes. But then again, 2024 was a really tough time for business because at this point, I'm also getting international clients. I mean, clients who would come in, want to settle, they want to set up an office or a business. But it gets to a point in business, it gets really quiet.
God.
It's like you're getting into a room, you're not hearing any sound. No one is even calling you for consultations. But now you have to be smart with it. Whatever money you made that month has to really push you because you're not sure when the next business is coming. So it was also a very good journey for me because I would learn to really, really, really work the business in a different dimension.
Okay.
That journey started in 2023 when I actually had to see God through my business. And I say my business is God-led right now. Before I see a client, I would pray about it. I would ask God to just guide the process because with that, it has given me grace to even work with the fundis more and be patient and know how to talk to my clients. So even when the business was quiet, I didn't have clients. It gave me a time to actually pause because things were really moving fast and learn more about myself and learn who I have become as a business person. And also help me with my relationship with God so much because it gets to a point you're so busy, you're doing business and things are happening, but are things really happening? Are you taking note of what's happening? Yeah.
Are you taking stock?
Yes.
So 2024, even in the pin needle silence, you're at least getting to grow other aspects of your life that are not growing.
Yes, yes.
And I think this is important for our listener.
Yeah.
We are told that life works in seasons. Like we like the harvest season. We don't like the planting and the tilling of land. And that is where you get to hear God.
Yeah.
That is where you get in touch with yourself.
Yeah.
That is where you review some of the things that were not working and some of the things that were working.
Yeah.
If you always, the weeding and the planting and the harvesting, then you never get to learn.
Yeah.
So this was also a good season.
Yeah, for
Thank you for highlighting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say beginning of 2024, I actually got my biggest client yet.
Even in the silence.
I don't want to say it was in the silence then because it started well. I got to do a big spa, I got to do a club, and these were big budgets. So, and I really appreciated that. And then after that is when I feel like it was a moment of learning for me because business went quiet. It's just nice that I got to save a bit. So I would sustain myself throughout that.
So it started well with very two big projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then the rest of the year, I didn't do much. And it got me thinking, I am moving so fast, but I don't have a good system in place. I am not reconciling accounts better. I am not, I can't really put a pin on things. I am making progress, yes. I've had businesses, yes. I have served clients here and there, yes. There are clients who would even send me money to finish a payment on an apartment. That's how much trust they would put on me. But again, things are just moving, but am I really growing as a person? The business, yes, is known, but am I really growing as a person? So in the stillness of this moment is when I learned how to take in things more and slowly and be very intentional with the business itself and not take anything for granted, with myself, with my friends, with my family. And I mean, that's when I actually saw God, because you doubt yourself so much in the stillness, but you're not seeing it's a moment for you to learn. You're not seeing that it's a moment for you to see your weaknesses in the business. You're not seeing, you're actually thinking God has forsaken you. They say for an entrepreneur who is very spiritual, you think you know God until you actually know God. Because very, very much so. You ask him to come and he shall be there.
Yeah.
But then you can't ask him to come and then you want to do things your way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was like a reset button for me to learn and be very thankful as well, because that things were happening. I'm able to do things for myself. I'm able to do things for my family because the business is able to support me. But again, it's not working in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You might think you have a lot, but you actually don't have any. Everything by the end of 2024, I would say I started the year on a very clear. You see, the way you say it's a fresh start, it was a fresh start. The bank was very fresh. But again, you've had businesses, so you need to show for it.
Yeah.
But the moment of stillness helped me see the business better. And I remember the beginning of 2025, I was never the people to, I would say I would write, what is it called, a resolution. But I was never that person. But then this beginning of 2025, I was like, I'm going to be very intentional with this thing. I'm going to write a vision board for myself and my business.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, try God, move with God with everything that you do, He makes things happen. Even in the stillness, even when you don't understand it. Even when it feels like God has forsaken you, just because God is with you.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So I wrote the vision board. And even sometimes I would think about things that are happening and I'm like, so I just had to write it for it to happen. For
now
me
you
to
can
have that
see it.
peace.
You
Because,
can-
yeah, because you can see it. I check and I prayed about it. I wrote my vision board and I prayed about it. And every other time something would happen, I don't realize it yet until I go back to the vision board. I'm like, what? I wrote this. So it was just a matter of me wishing all these things, praying about it, because we say, I pray, I trust, but you're really not trusting until I was very intentional. And I feel like I am more calm. Of course, projects, they just have their own stresses, but I have been busy, but the businesses are making sense to me. Even the goals that I had set for my family and stuff, I'm starting to meet them. But it's because I've been very intentional. And when I say every other time, try God, it is not a joke. I'd like to say I'm very spiritual. I'm not very religious because there are some things that I don't agree with. But every other person knows when it gets thick, when they know where to go.
Yeah.
And that you'll find your truest revealing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you just talked to someone who needed
hope
that.
so.
You have. If we go back to the clients, do you have this client in mind who is an ideal client? Like they have done everything good. Like when you look back, is there that client you're like, that was a really good client?
I have very good clients, to be honest. There's one who trusted me in 2018 and has been giving me business here and there. And it's not like a client who would stress you. I meet other clients as well who know it all and they want you to give them the service, but they're not giving you an opportunity to. So, and then there are clients who always find wrongs in the things that you do, no matter how much. So, I mean, you meet all sorts of people. Again, this is more psychological than it being a business, because people buy people. So if I don't take the chance to understand my client, I shouldn't be in the business of entrepreneurship. Because people buy people.
When you say there are just clients who you might do something that is really good in your eyes. It meets the standards and the things that they wanted, but then they just find fault in this. And this is also just a call to us who are clients. I've learned if I give someone something to do for me, I should not open it or go look at it, especially something creative, if I'm tired, bored, or have any other thing that is going on in my head, like a stressor of any sort. Because then I'm looking from that lens of I'm having a bad day, or I don't know, like there's something that is going on that is not right. Especially when I'm tired. Most creatives like will send you things at night or in the evening where you're from probably when you're from, you're stressed. So I open, I don't say anything, and you might think it's because I don't like it, but I'm finding fault when I look at it. Like photos, for example. I don't look at my photos when I'm tired at the end of the day. I look at it with fresh eyes in the morning, and then I won't see the things that I was seeing that were wrong. So I've learned that along the way. It's also good to just learn what triggers you. So if ukiangalia kitu jioni uoni vizuri, don't look at it, or if you look at it, come back in the morning and relook at it again. Yeah.
But also a call to entrepreneurs, as someone who's giving a service to someone, it might be very difficult for you, but it's very important to keep yourself out of the business. To keep your feelings, it's very hard. And I say this because I struggle with it sometimes, but it's important for you to keep yourself out of the business and give the client the grace. Unless it gets to a point where the client is being very disrespectful. I mean, I've had to cancel clients, but you need to give your client the grace, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's supposed to understand their vision. So if it doesn't align, you're not being of service to that client. And if you're giving a service, you need to operate from, I know something, but also I need to learn something from my client so that we can bring this vision to light. Because if you also go and say, me, I know I'm the professional here, but it doesn't meet your client's standard, what are you going to do? You're not being an intentional service provider.
Kuna watu they panga you like this. They just panga you. Like you're not letting me speak. You're not letting me give you my vision, because I have an idea in my head. As much as I'm giving you a room or giving you a piece of work, there's something that I wanted to see by the end of the day. And you not understanding that then proves that you can't give me the quality of work that I want.
Exactly.
And I want to hear of these difficult clients. Which are those that you cancelled?
It's a very high profile client, and they underpaid the project, one. And they felt they really needed to get a different quality. And I tried explaining to them, and we weren't just seeing eye to eye. And they were like, I have a different project, blah, 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 and whatnot. And I was like, respectfully, I'm going to decline because I don't feel I can actualize your vision. Because it's just going to be a problem. I mean, as a human being as well, which is why I advise for entrepreneurs to try as much as they can to put themselves outside the business. So when I started, this is very personal. This is a passion project. This is a passion business. But the client does not care if it's a passion project.
They don't.
This is money I am giving.
I want you to deliver.
I want you to deliver. There are clients who will ensure that you really work for that money. And there are clients who will give you an easy time. Okay, this is what you want. Okay, this is the timelines. So that's how I even learned to introduce contracts into my project, because I don't want to have to beg for money that I have worked for. So the client is difficult, but again, you have a contract that is binding you, that protects you and protects the client. So if it's not possible, we just find amicable ways or dissolving the project. And there's a client as well who in my eyes, at the time I thought was a very difficult client, but I came to realize wasn't really difficult. It's because I thought I knew it. I thought I knew it.
You are not listening.
I wasn't I was listening, but I wasn't listening to understand. But this client really had this belief in me because she has sent me so many clients. And then there are times I'm like, it's because I wasn't seeing the vision clearly. Because to her eyes, I delivered. But me, I felt like she was a difficult client, but I was just doing what she wanted. So me thinking that I'm just doing what the client wants and not really understanding the vision of the client also brings a clash. And which is why I always advocate for consultations. Consultations will help you understand your client more. Consultations will help the client see if this is the person I want for my project.
Yeah.
Because if you, again, people by people, if you don't interact well, are you really going to deliver the project? No.
Yeah, I won't.
So the project is going to be a fail. There are times when clients don't want to pay for consultations. By me, I would say every designer, it's really important that you charge that consultation because it creates a worth for you. If it's going to be outside Nairobi, you're going to use transport. Let the client not just pay for your transport. It does not make sense. You're using time. And when you're there, the client will gauge you, will ask you for ideas and whatnot. So you'll spend time. You're there, you're giving your service, your intellect, but then you're not getting something for it. So charge that consultation. It took me a long time because I felt at the beginning, will this client really give me this project if they find it difficult to pay me that consultation because they're like, me, I just want a quote. Hey, and me, I just want that work. But it was harming me because I'm not creating that importance for myself.
Yeah.
Because a client will know if you value yourself as well.
Yeah. And we build on that.
You build on that.
Yeah.
And a client will trust you when they feel like you're worth that. I had a car before the one I have now, and I would go to clients' places. Even the watchman would ask you, "Madam, una drop." So wow. I have a Demio, yeah, and the guy thinks I'm a cab guy, which is not bad.
It's not bad.
But you see me, I'm feeling I am here for a different service.
Yeah.
I'm not just here to pick and drop.
Yes.
And when now I upgraded my car, I get a different treatment.
Wow.
There's the way even the
client.
The client trusts you with a bigger budget. Because
My
the way
God.
before I would go with a cab before I bought the car, and they're like, "Ay, apana, this is..."
You run away with my money.
Yeah, this is... Because you've gone with a cab, you're not able to... The project cannot actually buy you something. You're not that sustainable. So I'm not sure you're able to deliver a project of this worth. So they don't trust you.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
What I want to tell entrepreneurs... You cannot afford to look like you can't deliver. I understand this is also very contradictory because there are people who look like they can deliver, but there are scammers out there. But you create a certain level of worth when you present yourself a different way. Let me give you an example of if a client has a budget of 3 million and you go there and you look like you can't even afford to buy yourself something worth 10,000. Mm-hmm. Do you think they're going to trust you with that 3 million?
Yeah, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult to trust someone who has not taken time to invest in themselves because they don't think they are worth it. Mm-hmm. If you go there, you look shaggy, you're not presentable. I mean, you do not have to buy the most expensive clothes to look presentable. Mm-hmm. A client will judge you based on how you present yourself, and they feel like they can trust you based on how you present yourself.
It's what you were saying. This is psychological.
It's very psychological.
And I can relate it to when I go to a hospital and I find the doctor looking shabby. You probably won't serve me, because I'm wondering, why are your nails unkempt? Why is your coat? Why is it looking shabby and dirty and old?
Exactly.
Yeah, like all those things are, you don't know, subconsciously we are biased towards a certain look in a person who we are trusting with our lives and also our money.
Yeah.
So the same way you can't be a banker who is looking shabby. I won't trust you with my money.
Yeah, because that's a system. Something has to look a certain way. I mean, if you go to an architect's office, a lawyer's office, there's some lawyers you would go to and you think they're very shabby because they are not presenting themselves well. They might know.
It's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
He really acts that part out.
Yeah, they might know a lot of things. You might be very smart. You might deliver well, but how you present yourself also matters. Because
so you
the
also
client,
have to invest in how you speak, how your words.
How you speak to the client matters a lot. You can't be there and you're just using, I don't know what kind of words and whatnot. You have to be respectful. You have to be mindful. You have to, basically it's investing in yourself as a person so that the client can be able to see your worth.
And this goes across
all businesses.
Across any field.
If you want to go to a spa, imagine you want to go to a spa and then you want a very calm ambience and you're going to look at the aesthetics and see, are these guys really going to deliver? I mean, there's so many spas that have good aesthetics but don't deliver. But your first thought to a place that has been well designed, even the mannerism is better, is that they're going to deliver.
I'm even thinking when they say, there's this meme that goes around, when you go to a salon and you're given wine, you probably should just leave if you know you can't afford it. So
That's
the first look matters a lot.
Because why do you think that place is pricey? It's because of how much they've invested.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
And what I also try to say, or my thought around this in regards to client, it's, do you also feel you're worth that service? Because sometimes you just think it's expensive, but also it's an insufficiency in a way that you don't think, can I really pay this much? But many a times we do. We just need to believe in ourselves. Yeah.
And also believe you're worth of good things.
Exactly.
You're valuable enough for good things and good spaces.
And of all things, I know it's been said, but interior designers are the only people who wish people to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
so that you can... Yeah.
So you can afford
because the
good
doctor wants
things.
you to get sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, my young person looking at you and thinking, if Edlyne can do this and it can grow from that point where, you are earning 5,000 volunteering to a point where now maybe you can give us a rough figure. You're talking of 3 million, for example, and probably even more. Then I can get into this. What do you think are the steps that they need to take for them to get to that point where they can start and call themselves interior designers before you even call yourself an interior designer? What do you need to do? What are those steps that you need to follow to now make this a business that you can start and own?
First of all, you really need to know what you want in life. It's very easy for us to jump onto the trend of being an interior designer. There are so many people who are jumping onto it. I mean, best of luck with it. But then think about it, because at the end of the day, when it gets quiet is when you think about you as an interior designer and not just the trend that comes with it. So think about it keenly. And if so, that you can pay for a course. Get the the fundamentals of interior design, because also it's important for you to think about safety when you're designing a space. Most of it is common sense, yeah, but you need to know the principles to it. If not, if you don't have money for it, there are so many YouTube videos that you can learn from. And then start practice with your own space. For interior design, you need a portfolio. Someone judges you so greatly because of your portfolio. Try as much as you can. As soon as you get clients, be upfront with what you're able to deliver. And I mean, nothing is cast on stone, and you don't have to deliver everything. Just be honest with, this is what I'm able to deliver, this I'm not able to deliver. I don't have the expertise for this, but this is what I'm able to do. And then look at the client's need, and your expertise, because that will push you. You can push your idea so much to a client, but then they'll sit with it. I didn't even like this. She just forced it on me. Yeah. So that is the key to your business. And then move with grace. Allow people to be. The fundi that you want to contract, they also have a life, and you have to be very understanding, because when they see you're very understanding, there's the way they also give you grace. And there's a good person and a bad person. No matter how much they hide it, it will always show. So you will know a good client, you will know a good fundi, and do not be afraid to charge. Charge for that consultation, charge for that fee.
YouTube
of course,
also
gradually,
has photos for charging and how to price as an interior designer.
I'm sure there are some, but at least this is the good thing about getting into master classes with people who have experiences, because they advise you on how to charge. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So now you're telling us, first of all, find it within you. You have to still go down into you and figure out, is this what you want for a business? Is interior design the thing that you want to do? And what helped you is that you had that experience of seeing your dad do this and make spaces beautiful. You also, people were telling you, wow, your house looks beautiful. You know, it's not everyone who gets that your house looks beautiful. So you can already tell with the little that you have, you're making use of sprucing up your space. So you figure if that's what you want, if there's a pattern to you wanting to make beautiful spaces, and then you need to now get into learning. That's where the tire meets the road. You have to do your YouTube videos. You have to do, because you said you did master classes, you did courses on Kuresa. The Kuresa is free. Yeah.
There are some courses that you have to pay for, but
most you can find some for free.
Yeah.
And you still have to do even the YouTube while you are practicing it.
Yes.
So all these things go together.
Yeah.
Because then you're asking yourself this question, and you get you find a response on these various platforms. And then the pricing, the what. Did you have a mentor with you in interior design or probably in deco?
There are people I look up to. There are people whom I feel, given a chance, I would work in their farms, but just short term, not for a long time, just to learn and interact with them. Yeah, of course, there are people I look up to.
And also, I don't think you mentioned the support system when it was cold and lonely and silent. Who was your support system?
I have to say my friends and family. They have been the greatest support ever. Because even when I didn't have money, someone would take me for a date, talk to me, buy me food, do shopping for me. Sometimes even my family would pay rent. Sometimes my friends would be like, I have this ticket. I'm thinking of having this. Do you think you can come help me do this and earn some money? So I was never shy to do anything, because my friends really supported me. My family, my mom really supported me in this. My sisters and brother, they would if anything, I have a really good support system.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, and I know my best friend would even call me and we pray together. And if I'm having a really low moment, they would call me, because entrepreneurship can really get lonely.
Yeah.
They would call me and be like, let's go for a walk, let's go for a date. Just get out of the house, feel better. And that's very important for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Create the circle that you know you're very intentional with, so that even if it's someone else who's going through it, you'd be able to get support from.
Yeah. You can also stand in the gap because you've seen other support standing in your gap.
It gets lonely, but what keeps you going is your support. Yeah.
I know you have mentioned some of the things that you have learned over the years, but is there something that you hold on so tight, like sort of a mantra that you've learned from the journey of entrepreneurship?
I think over and over again, I keep learning that I don't know everything.
Good.
So you can't handle life with I know everything, because that sets you apart from actually getting to learn something, because you have a closed mind, you have a closed perception over things. So every day is a learning process. One, when you think you know it, you don't know it.
Yeah.
Be very intentional. Just as much as you can, be honest. For those who are very spiritual, pray about it. Pray about your journey and ask God to guide you. There's so many teachings in the Bible that in the religious context, it's been put there to maybe enclose you, but it helps you with your business. Even saving is there. And they say you need to pay for a service. So square to the person who every other time you want free things.
Yeah.
Free things are not, money is very spiritual as well. So pay for it.
It's kind of planting a seed.
Exactly. Plant that seed, and in one way or the other, you will reap.
Yeah. Harvest. Awesome. As we wind up, do you have that thing that you wished someone would have told you when you're starting out, that now you have that privilege or that honor of telling someone who will be starting out based on your story, or who is starting out based on things that they have seen? Is there that something that you wished you were told that you can now tell someone?
What I would say is there is value in you. How you package it is what matters. There's value in you. Because throughout this journey, it's very easy to feel like I'm not able to do it, I'm not worth it, I'm not worth this much, I'm not able to charge, but there is value. So how you create the level of value depending on how much you believe in yourself. So there is value. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Edlyne,
for having me.
For sharing, for standing in the gap for someone. We'd never get to hear this other side of the glitz and glamour, because what we see is the glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
And you have also mentioned that you can use what you have in that current time. I know of TikTok, there's a lady, and actually I didn't buy from her, but I saw her TikTok videos making a table, and she uses like very common everyday things to make her furniture. And even though I didn't get to buy from her, she did recommend me to someone else because it was not aligning. So it was very important that you mentioned, know what your client wants, and don't be driven so much by nataka pesa saa hizi, and this is money coming my way, and you can't deliver on what that client wants. So find what is that thing that is not being done by someone else, or find something that is being done that you can make better, or maybe simpler, because not everyone can buy a coffee table at 15,000, 20,000, but there are many of us who probably want a coffee table for 5,000. I can say 5,000. So what materials can you use for that? So find that niche and that thing that is not being addressed for you to address.
Yeah.
So where can people reach you? You mentioned Facebook Instagram. How else can people reach you?
We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can look for Rhine Ritzy Limited or Interiors. At Ritzy KE on Instagram, and at Ritzy KE on Facebook, and at Ritzy Interiors on TikTok.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Phone number?
Our phone number is 0714-849439.
Awesome. I really loved this conversation.
Thank you so much.
I honor you. I celebrate you. And what a joy. I can't wait to see all that is in the horizon for you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for this platform. Yeah, it's very uplifting.
Awesome.
Because when you talk about it is when you know yourself more.
Yeah. Awesome. And thank you for listening and watching. Until next time, get on and start on the bold path.